I stood in the office until night, frozen, numb, pretending to work while my world quietly collapsed. The cleaning lady kept glancing at me, her eyes soft but frightened, like she knew something I didn't. When she finally left, she accidentally dropped a folded note near my feet. For words were scribbled in shaky handwriting. Go home by the fire escapes. My throat tightened.
Why?
What would she know that I didn't? I'm Maya, 29, senior analyst at a company that loves to call itself a family. My mistake was believing it and believing Ethan, my supervisor, when he told me loyalty mattered. I worshipped that lie with unpaid overtime, silent sacrifices, and a heart stupid enough to love a man who only loved power. The office was dead quiet as I packed my bag. The note trembled in my hand. Something inside me whispered, "Don't use the front door." So I didn't. I walked toward the back hallway, dim, cold, echoing with every step. When I pushed open the fire exit door, the night air hit me like a slap. Then I heard voices. Familiar voices. Ethan's. And another woman's, laughing softly in the shadows below. My heart stopped as I stepped closer and saw exactly what I wasn't supposed to see. I gripped the metal railing so hard my fingers ached. Below the fire escape, in the alley lit only by the amber glow of a street lamp, Ethan stood pressed against Lila, my junior, the one I had trained, defended, and believed in. Her laugh was breathy, nervous. His hand cupped her face like she was something delicate, something worth protecting, something I had never been. So, Maya still thinks you're recommending her for the department lead, Lila whispered. Ethan chuckled, low, confident, cruel. I only told her that to keep her working nights. Someone has to carry the dead weight. Dead weight. The words hit me harder than the cold wind. My chest tightened, but I didn't move. Couldn't. I watched as Lila traced his shoulder with a finger. And the audit error? She's still panicking about it. She'll take the fall, Ethan said simply. By the time the board sees the reports, everyone will believe she messed up. She trusts me too much to think otherwise. My stomach flipped. The error wasn't mine. It was his. He was setting me up. They kissed, slow, shameless, fearless, because they thought I'd never see it. But I did. And something inside me cracked quietly. I don't remember walking home. Just the sound of my own breathing, sharp, uneven, as Ethan's words replayed like a curse carved into my skull. Dead weight. She'll take the fall. She trusts me too much. By the time I reached my apartment, my hands were shaking so badly I dropped my keys twice. The moment the door shut, the silence felt suffocating. I slid down the wall, pulled my knees to my chest, and let the betrayal wash over me like heat from a furnace. Ethan hadn't just cheated. He had built an entire plan around destroying me. The audit error he helped me review, the nights he insisted I stay late, the sudden tension in the department, none of it had been random. He was grooming a scapegoat while romancing a replacement. The next morning at work, the shift was unmistakable. Conversation stopped when I walked by. 2 coworkers avoided my eyes. Lila smiled too quickly, her lipstick smudged like she had rushed. Then came the email. Mandatory meeting with HR, 3 p.m. My pulse hammered. Ethan passed my desk, pretending not to notice me, but there was a tiny smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. That was the moment I realized. He already believed he'd won. HR's conference room was too bright, too quiet, too calculated. I sat across from Ms. Hall, the HR director, who folded her hands like she was preparing to deliver a eulogy. Ethan walked in last, confident, calm, sleeves rolled perfectly to his elbows. Lila followed, pretending to look anxious, but her eyes flicked toward him for approval like a trained puppy. "Thank you for coming, Maya," Ms. Hall began. "We're here to discuss concerning inconsistencies found in the quarterly audit." My stomach dropped. There it was. Ethan cleared his throat with theatrically perfect timing. "I didn't want to believe Maya could overlook such major errors," he said softly, voice coated in fake sympathy, "but the findings match her login activity. I'm truly sorry." Login activity. He had used my late nights, Nights he forced me to stay, to pin the mistake on me. Ms. Hall slid a printed packet across the table. My name was highlighted in red on page after page. Lila bit her lip. She told me she was overwhelmed. I tried to help. A lie so smooth it could have been rehearsed. Ms. Hall exhaled. Maya, this could lead to termination and legal review. Ethan looked at me with soft pity that hid victory. And in that exact moment, I stopped breaking. I started planning. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't crumble the way Ethan probably imagined I would. Instead, I made tea, sat at my tiny kitchen table, and replayed every detail of the last year. Every stay late, every I'll handle the submission, every moment he nudged me just slightly out of the loop. And then I opened my old external hard drive. Ethan forgot one thing about me. I am obsessive about backups. Every draft, every email, every version history file. Saved. Time-stamped. Untouched. Around 2 a.m., I found it, the original audit sheets he had edited before slipping the manipulated versions into the system. His changes were subtle, but not subtle enough to escape forensic metadata. My hands steadied for the first time all day. Then I remembered the cleaning lady. Her eyes. Her fear. Why had she told me to take the fire escape? I returned to the note. Flip side. Small writing I hadn't noticed before. They think you're gone by 9. They meet outside at 9:20. Not the first time. A witness. An ally. Someone who knew everything. A plan started forming, clean, elegant, devastating. Ethan wanted a scapegoat? I'd give him a scandal. By morning, my plan was sharpened to a needlepoint. Step 1. Secure proof. I met the cleaning lady. Her name was Marcy. Outside the building before sunrise. She looked terrified until I showed her the packet HR had given me. He's done this before, she whispered. To who? I asked. Anyone who threatens his promotion. She handed me her phone. Saved videos. 6 months of late-night recordings from the fire escape. Ethan meeting Lila, discussing adjustments, bragging about shifting blame onto employees who trusted him. My breath hitched. This was bigger than betrayal. It was a pattern. Step 2. Control the narrative. I forwarded every piece of evidence, the metadata files, screenshots, videos, timestamps, to the board's anonymous ethics inbox. Then to HR. Then to myself, stored across 3 cloud drives and 1 USB hidden in my bra. Step 3. Make them speak in their own words. At 11:30 a.m., I walked into Ethan's office, shutting the door behind me. He smirked. Here to beg, Maya? I sat down slowly, placing my phone face down on his desk, recording. No, I said calmly. I'm here to give you one last chance to tell the truth. He laughed. Loud. Confident. Sweetheart, no one will ever believe you. Perfect. Exactly the sentence I needed. 3 hours later, the building felt like a living creature, breathing whispers, humming tension, vibrating with something electric and dangerous. HR stormed the floor first. 2 board members followed. Ethan's door slammed open so hard the glass rattled. I watched from my desk as Ms. Hall's face shifted from confusion to dawning horror, to pure, blistering fury. Ethan. Office. Now. He emerged confident at first, tie perfect, smile tight. But when he saw the packet in her hand, the real one, the metadata highlighted, his face drained of color. Where did you get that? He muttered. Ms. Hall didn't answer. She just pointed toward the conference room. Lila tried to slip away quietly, but a board member stopped her. We'll need to speak with you as well. Within minutes, shouting echoed through the hallway. Ethan's voice cracking as he tried to explain away every file, every altered timestamp, every video of late-night meetings with Lila. I heard him yell my name. Maya set me up. She's lying. You can't prove. But they could. And they did. The door opened. Ms. Hall stepped out slowly, eyes locking on mine, not angry, not pitying. Respectful. Ethan has been suspended pending investigation. He stumbled out behind her, face ashen, eyes wild. And when he saw me, he realized exactly who had taken everything from him. Ethan staggered toward me like a man walking through smoke, disoriented, desperate, unable to understand how the world he built had collapsed in a single afternoon. You, he hissed. You did this to me. I stood slowly, meeting his panic with the calm he never expected from the dead weight he tried to bury. I didn't do anything, I replied softly. You just finally got seen. His jaw clenched. Lila burst into tears behind him as HR escorted her toward another room. Her mascara streaked down her cheeks, the polished confidence gone. Maya, please help me, Ethan whispered now, voice cracking. You know I didn't mean to ruin you. We can fix this. Just tell them you misunderstood. I tilted my head. Funny. That's exactly what you planned to say about me. He reached for my arm. Instinctively, I stepped back. At that exact moment, the board chair appeared behind him. Ethan, she said, voice ice cold. Security is waiting. He froze, turned, and saw two guards standing at the end of the hall. That's when the final twist struck. Marcy has also come forward, the chair added. She recorded everything. Ethan's mouth fell open, betrayal hitting him from the direction he never expected, the silent woman he overlooked every night. As they led him away, he looked back at me one last time, not with anger, not with hatred, with recognition. He finally understood the truth. I wasn't weak. I wasn't blind. I wasn't his scapegoat. I was the fire escape he should have feared.